So we're out on a pretty wet day today. Perfect for bushcrafting. Perfect for practicing your skills, especially fire skills. Now tinder. Finding tinder when it's wet. At this point I'm getting some birch bark from the underside of this tree. If you look carefully as you walk through the woods, etc., you're looking for trees that are bent away from the rain, that are protected. These are an ideal source of stripping off some thin pieces of birch bark. Now here I'm trying to get all the wispy bits and put it in your pocket. Get it somewhere, stash it somewhere dry. If you're out on a multi-day trip and you've got socks in your pack or something like that, stick it in a spare pair of socks and get it under your armpit or down your pants, somewhere where it's going to keep warm and dry out. A little cotton bag's ideal to carry. But there's no need to rush. Just keep your eyes open and look for everything. Look under everything. Here I'm looking for a dry place. You need a dry place to build your fire. If you've no tarp or anything like that, you want a bit of protection. Or somewhere where you can lay your kit out, lay your tinder out, lay your kindling out in the dry. There's loads of natural resources for this. You know, caves, fallen trees, underneath boulders, caves. I'm checking this second one out here, but the ground's a bit too wet. It's facing the wrong way as well, where the rain's getting in on it and not enough of an overhang. But again, look everywhere. Look underneath fallen trees. Sometimes you'll find dry grass. You'll find bracken where it's been protected from the rain. The best way is just to slow down and just to concentrate on everything. Get a feel for the forest. Look at these two dogs. Fantastic, aren't they? Hey, just chilling out, watching what's happening. Now here I can see in the distance there's a massive uprooted tree, which looks ideal for shelter. I could definitely make an overnight shelter in this, and I will be doing before too long. Be a perfect winter location this, when the snows arrive. Build myself a raised bed, nice little fire going for the night. Be absolutely fantastic. And it's positioned perfectly for the prevailing wind, which is unusual because you'd expect the trees to fall with the prevailing wind. Got a bit of shelter at last. You alright, Billy? Good lad. You want a bit of shelter as well? Good boy. Good boy. And little Max. Yeah. Good boy, ain't you? Got Billy and Max. Well, Billy's always out with us and Max is out with us at the minute, ain't you, Max? So, good lad, good lad, good boy, good boy, good lad. So yeah, found a bit of shelter and it's chucking it down so I'm wet. It's surprising. I could have done me another layer really. You soon start getting a bit nippy when you're wet, but we're going to get a fire going. So wet weather fires, as I've been saying, you can always find something if you keep your eyes open and you walk slowly, you know, and you investigate everything, and obviously it depends how much it's been raining. If it's been raining for non-stop for God knows how long, you live in a rainforest, you're going to have a job on air. But there's other methods. You can always split bigger trees down, or bigger chunks of dead wood down, and then get the heartwood that's obviously been protected by the wood around the edges, which is what I do a lot of. And I'm probably going to end up having to make some feather sticks today. I've managed to get some dry birch bark and a little bit of grass, but not a lot. I could do with making some feather sticks. So I'm getting ready for some scran. So I need to crank this fire up before too long, and yeah, bit of wet weather fire making, eh? Great, can't beat it. Ferrocerium rod, you're not bad for a wet weather fire, but it's still really important to get the right tinder and kindling, because once you've got that flame, you know, once your birch bark's fired up, you want to convert it to a fire. You don't want that birch bark to burn out and you've not got the right kindling to carry that fire on. Yeah, we need to consolidate that fire as soon as we can, and then we can relax a bit. Put a bit of damper wood on them. Once we've got them hot burning flames, we can get a bit of wood around the outside of it, dry it off, and we're not too bad. We can sort of maintain it then. But the biggie, getting that spark to flame and then consolidating that flame with some decent wood. So let's crack on with that. Getting to be a bit of a mud fest round here. Get my tinder bundle out. There's lots of different ways to process birch bark. What I like to do, get it into a little ball, get it scrunched up into a little ball. I'm trying to get as many broken fibres as I can. Once I scrunch that up, scrunch it up and then tease it apart. That should do the job. Right. Starting to slip everywhere now. Alright boys, hey, is it a bit wet, a bit miserable out here, isn't it lads, eh? Once you've got the fire going, like I say, and you've got them flames consolidated, you can bang a bit of wet wood on a bit of damp wood, I should say, not soaking wet, but a bit of damp wood. Put your wet wood round the outsides and see, got a decent fire going within 5 minutes and everything's proper soaking round here. The trick is, your bigger bits, split them down. Get a brew on now, eh? I've got my cookser. There's always something, isn't there? So I'll be drinking straight out of the zebra pot, but 12cm pot, straight enough in it. Chorizo and egg omelette. Well, would have to be egg when it's an omelette. Chorizo omelette, I should say. Should have caught myself a fish, son I? Hey, fantastic. What a great little shelter this is. Yeah, it's chucking it down. I'm dry as a bone under here. Dry as a bone. I was on a great camp out last week. I'll show you a quick clip of some of the food we took last week. You can't beat a Dutch oven. And me and Mike from Cheshire Bushcraft, great fella. If you fancy getting over to his channel and having a look at Mike, he loves it. He's always out all the time and loves his bushcraft and his wild camping. Done a lot of hammock camping at the minute. So, but yeah, I went down there and met him in Wales, and we cooked up some good scran. Mike treated us to a load of food. I took some bread. I made some bread in the Dutch oven during the day. Bread and butter, big chunky bread. And then Mike had brought a gammon joint. So we stuck that in the Dutch oven. Cooked to perfection it was. And so we had beautiful gammon joint and big, thick, crusty, buttered bread for tea or supper or whatever. And a couple of beers.
Mike's channel's not Cheshire Bushcraft. It's the Cheshire Wanderer, but he does have a store as well where he sells some gear called Cheshire Bushcraft. But if you want to follow him or look him up, it's the Cheshire Wanderer on YouTube.
And also JP came down and met us from JP Outdoors and had a chinwag with us. Top fella, really nice bloke. So he nipped down for a bit and you know, we had a chinwag and it was a good crack. Bloody dog's licking me spoon, honestly. He's a right scabbing bugger, this fella. He's worse than Billy. Anyway, let me sort my omelette out. But yeah, two top fellas. Got themselves a bit of a permission over that way. I think JP sourced it and anyway, thanks for joining us and I hope it was of some help, but great to get out and practice when the weather's wet and gather your natural resources from out here instead of bringing it with you. Because you never know, you might not have anything on you, you know what I mean? You might have run out, you might have had a consecutive days of rain and used all your dry stuff up, so you've got to source it while it's wet. So anyway, thanks for joining us and look after yourselves. So all the best from Rick T, Billy and Max, who has been with us for a couple of weeks now, and you might see him on a few more videos in the future, but he's a lovely lad, ain't you, Maxie? And Billy's a lovely lad. So give these lads a little bit of chorizo and a treat and we'll get out for a wander and do a bit more bushcrafting, eh? It'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? But look after yourselves, all the best, and we'll catch you again real soon. See you later, ta-ra.